So first thing we gonna be talking about today, what the fuck is going on with the draft, bro? What the fuck? I'm
You
not
know,
mad with the number one pick. Cam Ward, everybody knew Cam was going first. Not upset about that. What I'm pissed off about, Shedeur has dropped out of the. He didn't get drafted in what until the fifth round.
fifth round.
Fifth round, absolutely insane. Mel Kiper had him as the number 5 talent in his mock draft.
I
We
think
all
the
knew,
lowest anybody had him was 16.
right, going to who would that have been? The Raiders?
It was the Raiders. It was the Steelers at one point. It was the
Right,
Saints at one point. A lot of teams.
right. So, excuse me if I'm being biased here. I don't care what Dion did. I don't care how confident this young man is. Dropping out of the first 3 rounds. Out of the first three. First round, I get it. You want to build a team around him, go ahead and get what picks you need to get to support him on an offensive line for a defense, receiving wise, running wise. Understand completely. Build that. But for this man to go in the 5th round to the fucking Browns, and then they drafted Will Rich Shao Shu with
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Okay. Drafted him before. If you want to have a quarterback competition going into training camp, understood. Got it. Because the man's already going to be competing with maybe Deshaun Watson if the Browns ever figure out he's a piece of shit and he needs to be buried underneath the earth and forgotten in NFL history. Who else? Joe Flacco, who is pushing 50, still playing quarterback. But to draft another quarterback before him who arguably everybody is saying is a horrible quarterback. I'm going to say a horrible quarterback. You draft him before Shedeur. Like, if you don't want to pay the man, say that. Say that. If you don't want to give him a guaranteed contract in case he isn't good and the college hype was overhyped, I get it. But for you to take him that low and to take somebody before him is absolutely insane. Your thoughts?
I agree with everything you said, but at this point, it's more of a thing of like, okay, now you drafted, you think you better than everybody, you got to show it. Now, whether getting to this point was right or wrong of how they did that, I agree. He shouldn't have been drafted after a lot of these other picks. Gabriel, Milrow, Show,
Jackson Dart.
Dart. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think he's gonna be my top player coming out this year. But now
Really?
that you're on that team, you got to show it. All the stuff they said about you, not being humble, not having humility, all of these things. Okay, go to the team now and show them that they wrong. Prove them wrong.
First
Take the
off,
top, take the top spot. Prove them that they wrong, and be great. His
first
like biggest his quote, I guess you could say, like everything he talks about and the things he does on his like podcast and stuff is be legendary. Your dad already did it, so it's time for you to do it.
has he not done that? He set
Uh,
a
uh,
FBS record for a completion percentage.
Yeah, yes, he did, but the caveat to that is the majority of those passes were under 5 yards, which he had a terrible offensive line. So I'm not pitting that against him, right? Outside of that alone, he still was better than a lot of those other guys that got drafted before him. And there's no way he should have went that late. But the Browns did make some other good picks along the way to help him out, and they should be, at least middle of the pack this year.
All right, so moving on from Shador, we've said our piece on that. Jacksonville moving up to the number 2 spot to take Travis Hunter.